Good morning, students. Today we will study the internal structure of the earth through seismic activity or recording of seismic waves through seismograph. As we have studied in our last module, seismograph is an instrument which records the seismic waves. Through this record, we came to know that the internal structure of the earth is not the same throughout its interior part. Three different layers are being recognized according to the behavior and mineral composition of different layers of the earth. These three different layers are crust, mantle and the core. We can see here through this diagram the crust, that is the outermost layer of the earth, and the core represents the most interior part of the earth, and in between crust and the core is the mantle, which represents the middle part or middle layer of the earth. We can better understand with some another diagram. See here, when we cut a piece of the earth, it's a imaginary kind of piece of the earth. We can see here the crust, that is the uppermost layer of the earth, represents both oceanic part as well as the continental part, and just below it represents the lithosphere. Lithosphere encompasses both the layer of crust and the uppermost part of the mantle, and lithosphere represents the solid part of the earth. That solid part of the earth represents the crust and the upper mantle part of the earth. Just below lithosphere lies the asthenosphere. Asthenosphere is the molten part of the earth, or you can say the magma chamber, through which lavas are outpoured through the volcanic eruption. Just below asthenosphere also lies the lower mantle, and just below mantle, the yellow color also represents the mantle. It has a depth of 2900 km from the surface of earth, and the next layer, that is the core, which are again divided into two parts, that is outer core and inner core. Outer core has the boundary of 5100 km from the surface of earth, and the last one is inner core, which has a depth of 6378 km from the surface of earth. It is drawn not to the scale. Now come to the main section, the crust. You can see here the continental crust, on which all the mountains, plains, plateaus or different landforms are found over here. And the second one is oceanic crust, where oceanic crust uh, is the part of the crust where all the oceans rests or exists. The outer layer, the crust represents the outer layer of the earth. It has the thickness which varies from 5 km to 100 km. 5 km under the oceanic crust, and the 100 km thickness lies just below the mountains over the continent. The two type of crust, that is oceanic, which is more denser than the continental crust because of presence of basalt rock. Basalt rock has the high density because of different kind of mineral composition, that is silicon plus magnesium. Whereas on the continental crust, the density is lesser than the oceanic crust because of presence of granitic kind of rocks, which is less denser than the basalt rock. Their chemical composition is silicon plus aluminium. This crust is very brittle in nature, and the density of the oceanic crust is 3 gram per cubic centimeter. That is the density of basalt. while the mean density of the whole crust is 2.7 gram per cubic centimeter. Now you can see here through another diagram the basin kind of landform, basin kind of crust represents the oceanic crust on the left side. On the right side it represents the continental crust. You can see here there is a distribution of long chain of mountains. Just below mountain is the red conduit which leads to the magma chamber. That conduit or the pipe leads to the magma chamber through which magmas in the form of lavas outpours through volcanic eruption. Now comes to the second layer of the earth, that is the mantle part of the earth, mantle layer of the earth. This is the middle layer. From the top of earth, it extends from the Moho discontinuity to a depth of 2900 km. Moho discontinuity is the transitional zone between crust and the mantle. As I have earlier told you about the lithosphere, lithosphere consists of both crust and the uppermost part of the mantle. Lithosphere is the solid part of the earth which comprises of crust as well as the uppermost part of the mantle. The thickness of lithosphere varies from 10 to 200 km. The thickness of lithosphere over the oceanic crust is 10 km, whereas the thickness of lithosphere over the continent is 200 km. You can see the lower mantle, the red color of the internal structure of the earth. You can see here through the diagram, the red color represents the mantle part of the earth. The lower mantle is in solid state, whereas the upper part of the mantle represents the molten state, just below the lithosphere. Some portion of lithosphere also touches the uppermost part of the mantle. Just below the lithosphere represents the molten state of the earth. The average density of this mantle is 3.4 gram per cubic centimeter, which is more than the crust. Now we comes to the third layer of the earth, that is the core, which is again divided into two parts. First one is outer core, that is in liquid state. You can see here written in the liquid outer core. The behavior of outer core is like liquid, and the most central part or inner part of the earth is inner core, and this inner core behaves like a solid. Actually this is not a solid, but due to intense pressure because of overlying rocks or materials, this layer behaves like a solid. It comprises of 1/3 of the total earth's masses. This is very hot. It extends from 2900 km to the depth of 6,378 km depth. The density of outer core is 5 gram per cubic centimeter, while the density of inner core is 13 gram per cubic centimeter. This high density of this region is just because of presence of heavy metals, that is nickel and iron. In short, it is called as the knife, means nickel plus ferrous. Now you can see here some diagram which can be very useful for the understanding of the concepts. Lithosphere, as I've told you, this is the rigid outer layer of the earth, or you can say the solid outer layer of the earth. It represents both crust and the upper mantle part of the earth. You can see here the red color represents the upper mantle part of the earth, and just above is the crust. Both crust and the upper mantle represents the lithosphere. Just below this lithosphere is the asthenosphere. Asthenosphere is the part of the mantle which are in the molten state, where the materials of the earth is in molten states, and this is the source of, or this is the magma chamber. You can also say this is the magma chamber through which lavas are outpouring over the surface of earth through volcanic eruption. Now come to the another diagram. This is the orange color represents the asthenosphere, where the part of the earth is in liquid state. The another diagram which represents the different layers of the earth. You can see here, if we cut the earth in this way, we can find a different kind of layer, as I've told you and described there. This is another diagram. You can see here the mantle part of the earth. The orange and reddish color represent the mantle part of the earth, and you can see the color of this mantle represents the high temperature inside the earth. This high temperature causes the rocks to get melt. The high temperature is just because of presence of radioactive elements, and the disintegration of these radioactive elements leads to generation of enormous amount of temperature.